Hey, greetings thrill seekers and fine arts enthusiasts. Hey, a package arrived today. Let's go check it out. You want to? All right. Well, as you see, I can already unpacked it. This came in, dropped off on the back porch. And it came from, let's see, Crazy Richard sold it. Broomall, Pennsylvania. Hey, I recommend this guy. He's an eBay seller. He did me okay. Great packing, fast shipping. I don't know what else to say. All right, let's see what we got here. He sent me this old clock. I bidded on it. Got it at a fair price. It's an old Gilbert. Let's take a closer look. Open this thing up. Oh, this is the ugliest clock I've ever had. Okay, it's pretty ugly. I give you that. A lot of parts are missing. This is, let me spin it. Let me see, what was this thing? This poor devil. Capital number 45. Have no idea what year this is, but it does have a tapered pin holding the hand down, so it's probably an oldie but a goodie. And yeah, it's an ugly one. Parts are missing. The crown molding on the top's missing. There was a little part that went here that's missing, but it's got some pluses to it, and this is why I got it. I don't think that movement's this clock has not run in God knows how long. I don't know, half a century maybe. I don't know. It's got a little bit of green here. The dial's not bad, but it does have the etch glass. It came with this key, which really doesn't fit the clock. Oh, you could wind it, but you'd mess up the winding arbors. I found this key right here down at Cabbages and Kings down in Crawfordsville. I bought it, and by coincidence, it fits the clock. So we're going to use that key. But what I'm going to do is take this clock apart and utilize all the good features on this clock. Also the gong, somebody's painted it silver. I don't know why. But I'm going to utilize all the parts of this clock for this clock I'm about to show you here. Okay, this is also a Gilbert clock, but I've pieced this clock case together. I had it originally I had it together, but I never could find this crown molding. I just happened to find this crown molding not too long ago on eBay, and I do have two parts to go here and here, and I'll be putting those back on. But and also the base. I had to find a base for this thing because I cannibalized this thing a number of times for parts and whatnot. I did have a movement in there at one time. And I've had this clock case for a while, but like I said, I cannibalized the parts off of it and everything. So what I'm going to do is take this clock, movement, face, everything, clean the face up, clean that pendulum up. It's been sitting for a while. This will polish right up right here, and we'll get that going. Got to repaint this black. And like I say, I don't restore clocks, I just detail them. And so this is going to go in here and should make a nice clock. And I think this clock here is it's a Gibson, man, I got guitars on my brain. Gilbert Jewel number 11. And I think this is kind of a rare design here with the lions on it. Alrighty then. Oh, by the way, T-Bone's on the Barbie tonight. Look at that, they're thawing out. Wife's at work. She'll expect me to have this ready when she comes home. Here's a little something I want to show you. You know, sometimes you swap out clock cases and you got extra parts left over or whatever. And like that white case I just showed you a minute ago. And what do you do with the parts? Well, I saved the parts, and one day we needed a place to hang in the pantry. We needed a place to hang our mops and brooms. So I devised this idea, made this little shelf, and Made it out of clock trim. This is part of a clock trim, and so is this part here. And these here, these are all from a gingerbread clock. Had them laying around, had no use for them, and right above it, hey, we got a clock. Look at that. But anyway, that's something you can do with the parts. All right, let's walk into the old workshop, see what we're up to here. Oh, got them on the gurney. Now we're gonna take this apart, pull this out. Got to paint this black. That looks, I don't know why people start spraying, and if you notice right here, the dial, they didn't even take the dial off when they painted this black. Looks like they used a brush, and we got to clean that all off. This should clean up pretty nice with some steel wool, some glass cleaner and some steel wool. And you know, you don't need to paint these hands or anything like that. That's patina right there. And that etched glass will fit in that other clock, I'm sure, that other clock case. So, hey, let's get busy on this thing. A little hoarse today. All right, I got the tapered pin off the hands. Man, those hands they haven't been off in a while. Let's wiggle it off of there. It's tight. All right. At least they got the right screws in here. You know what kind of perturbs me is when somebody starts abusing an old clock and they'll stick Phillips screws in there. This doesn't have any Phillips screws, however, they didn't have to run the paintbrush across them. I'm gonna have to clean them screws up a little bit. Alrighty. Alright, I got the face off. You know, when I get an old clock movement, first thing I check, is this escapement wheel? Go like this. This is tight. You know what that tells me? There's not a lot of miles on this clock. Because a lot of times you got to fix that bushing unless it's been fixed through the years. But that's tight right there. That's going to tell me this clock is going to run very good. The only thing that's wrong with this movement, it's just, maybe somebody sprayed some WD-40 on it or something. It's sticky. And by the way, this movement is from 1909. A lot of the Gilberts have the dates on them. Good movement. And a lot of times when a Gilbert movement is old and worn, you have trouble with turning the hands. You will, say it's at 12 o'clock, you turn it to go to 1 o'clock, you'll turn the minute hand, but the hour hand won't turn. That doesn't mean the clock won't run. Say if you move it from 12 to 1 and you move the, advance the minute hand where it gongs one time, you can move the hour hand and the clock will move the hands while it's running. Hey, you'll see that on a Gilbert clock every now and then. But anyway, hey, like I said, this is a strong movement. I can tell by looking at this part here. That's a good indicator. And hey, we're going to pull that out of there, and then we're going to give it a wash job and put it back in that other clock case. Should be a beautiful thing. Okay, I got the old Gilbert movement upstairs, and here lately I've been trying this. It's a dishwasher. Put my movement in the dishwasher, and I'm going to add some Mr. Clean to it. I wouldn't use dishwashing the packets or anything. That's got bleach in it, but I will use some Mr. Clean, and it's gentle on the brass and everything. And I'll let that run at a high temperature and take it out. And I'm not taking that movement apart. I don't take the movement apart. I just clean it this way and then oil it. And take a toothbrush and kind of go around where the bushings are and everything. Clean the rest of the dirt out of there. And I'm not recommending this, but this is what I do. These are my settings on the dishwasher. I set high temp wash and extended heat dry. I'll probably pull it out before then though, but I wanted it hot. And she's washing. I'm about ready to pull this glass out of here. Here was the molding that was on there like this. And I pulled it off of there. It was on there pretty tight. Myself, I got an old auto glass tool that I use. It's got a blade on it like this. And I use it to get in there and pull this molding off. I'm not going to pull the bottom off. No sense in taking a chance there. But anyway, it's wide, and it's wide enough that you can pull the molding off without cracking the molding all up. Because at some point you might need that molding on another clock right there. So I always, these are cut for the doors, and I always put that to the side. Now we got this latch here. Right there, I scraped the paint off of that, if you can see it right here. You probably can't see it. Let me back up a little bit. This will go on the other clock. Gilberts have a latch that goes in from the front like that, most of them. And yeah, we're starting to cannibalize this frame here for the new clock. Okay, I got the etched glass installed in here. And there's a little paint here and there I'm going to have to touch up. Get that off of the... I got to go get a razor blade out of the garage. And also got the latch. Got it shined up a little bit. It's brass. Put a little stud in there. That should work. Also, my next step is on this. This is the part. As you can see, it's got a lion here and here. And I think this is supposed to be a lion here too. This part fits here. I only have one of these. There's a case on the eBay for sale, but he wants too much for it, and all I need was this part. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this old broken crown molding from another clock I had. I have traced this out. And I tried to trace it out where it would look more like a face, if you'll see right there. I'm going to take that out in my garage and use a coping saw and cut this out like that. And I'm going to take this part and put it over there. And that's the best I can do for right now. Should I happen to run across another one like this, I will get it and replace this one. But for right now, we're going to do that. Okay, here's the old ugly case right here. No need to throw that away. There's still good parts. This can be cleaned off. I don't know if alcohol will take this off or not, but... And also I took the plain glass and reinstalled it back in here. This will go in... I'll hang it up in some storage area, and hey, if I need a part, I got it. Base. You know how much these bases cost on eBay? These are about 20 bucks. A pair of these, probably 19 or 20 bucks. A door, probably about 19 or 20 bucks. So we'll hang on to this for another projects at some point. Okay, I took this old crown molding out in the garage, and I cut a little trim panel or trim piece for the clock. This is the original one that would have came on the clock. I couldn't match it, but I think it matches pretty well. I cut around the pattern that I made. Then I took it on the bench grinder and I shaped it. I took this one out and used it for a template. And that's what we got there. Yeah, they're different, but hey, are you going to stare at it and find out that's different? When I get one like this, I'll take this one off and put this one on. But right now, I'm going to put the clock together and I'm going to use that. All right, I got the parts cleaned up. Just waiting for the wood parts to the glue on the wood parts to dry on the clock case, and I'm going to assemble this. It's a nice movement. See if it'll run. Looks like it wants to run. Let's get it going here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I cleaned the paint up off of here, re-blackened this, got the paint off the gong, the wire. You don't want paint on that. No way should you ever paint that. Kind of cleaned this up a little bit, sprayed it. I got some metallic paint. Buffed this out a little bit. Should be nice. Oh, she stopped on me. As you can see, I got the old Gilbert clock pretty much assembled except for the face. You just don't want to put it back together unless you know you got the beat set on it. Right now the beat is a little bit off. But anyway, let me swing some light around on this thing. Alrighty. And here's the part I cut right here. And that was the original part on the right side. And that's about what the clock's going to look like. Got the, okay, as you can listen, furnace is running. Just needs a little loving. Let's see. Yeah, I just got to straighten this out right here one way or the other and get that beat set on there, and then I'm going to put the face on there. Alrighty. Well, I'm pretty much done tinkering around here. I guess this would be the before and after shot. Got the old clock done. One thing I didn't put back on, if you can see this. And what this does, it sticks into the case. Then there's a rod that comes down like this, and it goes in there, and if your time gets off or your gong gets off, you take your finger and you push up on this rod and it advances the gong. But you know what? I don't really care for that idea. So I removed it from the movement. If I want to advance the gong, all I have to do is stick my finger up here on the gong side and I can advance it that way. But with that rod hooked onto the movement, sometimes it gets sideways or whatever and it causes problems. So I just leave it off. But yeah, she's looking pretty good. Got this fixed. I put just a little bit of silicone rubber on the top and the bottom of that to keep the glass from rattling. It's not a bad dial on this one. 1909. It's running good. Everything is square. Everything was looking good. That's the that would be a Gilbert Jewel number 11 right there with the lions on it. And as you can see, that part I cut, it's really not even noticeable if you get back and look at it. Hey, I hope you got something out of this video, and thanks for watching. Hey, subscribe. See you later.